All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone of Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video, something I was thinking on, as you see on the screen here. Well, first let me say, we are the watchmen. We the watchmen, man. So we watch for the signs of the end. The prophets, also known as the seers, they watch for the signs of the end. Okay, we're on our high tower and we watch for the prophecies. So what does it mean on our high tower and we're watching? Well, what does that mean is that we're on the web, we're on the computer, looking at the latest news, searching the news article. You got different social media apps that go over the news. So my whole thing in saying that is there's just been this thing in the news where basically there's something massive in the ocean that's moving, and all I wanted to get at was really use this as a point to segue into is biblical prophecy that the Leviathan, man, is real. The Leviathan's real, and the Lord is going to use him to judge a lot of people, and this is just what I thought about when I seen this. I was on social media, and I mainly watch a lot of stuff that has to do with news and prophecy. So this is something that came up. A lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people speculate that it's a Leviathan and other things, but ultimately we don't know for sure 100% what it is. So I'm not saying it's 100% the Leviathan. All I'm saying is that these are signs that we're in the end. These strange things. We got, of course, the chariot sightings in the sky. Then you got a whole bunch of other strange phenomenon in the sky. Esau and their Project Blue Book and a whole bunch of other stuff. You got the asteroids falling and random sightings in the sky and on the earth. These are just signs that we're in the end. And so whatever this is in the ocean, whether it's a Leviathan or whether it's just something happening in the water, ultimately there's a reason why everybody is so scared. Everybody is so scared and timid about every little thing that comes out nowadays. And the reason for that is that we are living in the end times, and the Lord is about to start making moves, man. Well, he's already making moves. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video just so you know what I'm talking about real quick. All right, and yeah, you get the point. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. So yeah, so like I said, I'm not saying for sure what it is. I'm just using that as an inspiration, rather, for this video to go into, the Leviathan and signs of the end, because hey, I remember years ago I seen a video on YouTube, and it was of something massive as hell in Antarctica. Believe it was Antarctica, and it was something massive as shit. Like, it was big as hell. I can probably find a video and put it in the description, but it was something massive moving amongst the glaciers, and it was like dark. It was like black, moving amongst the glaciers. It was huge, man. It was huge. So they said that whatever this is in the ocean came from Antarctica. So hey, only time will tell what it is. But regardless, that's just an inspiration to go into the Leviathan, which the Leviathan is a creature that is real. Okay, it's you got certain Christians out there, they will say this is a metaphor for an alligator or whatnot, and that's not true. And I'm gonna go into it, the scriptures, to show you how it simply is not talking about a little tiny creature. So, and why is this important? Is that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to judge America, and various other parts of the world are going to be judged. And the Leviathan is a part of that judgment, man. The Leviathan is going to get busy when the Lord commands him to. All right, so this is Leviathan. I just looked up the word. It says a sea monster, a dragon, a large aquatic animal, perhaps the extinct dinosaur, Plesiosaurus, exact meaning unknown. Okay, so it's a large sea monster, a large sea dragon, a large aquatic animal. All right, now if we just read it a little bit, man. Job 41:1, it says, "Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down?" And like I said, this is important to know, because hey, the Leviathan's gonna show up, man. Leviathan's gonna show up. We gonna see him, man. We gonna see him wherever he shows up. He's gonna show up, man. And that's gonna be what? That's gonna be that's the power of the Lord. We know that he's gigantic, man, humongous. How big, we don't know, but they show us in the movies. That the Leviathan that you see in the movies, Leviathan versus King Kong, that's all from the scriptures. All right. So this is Job 41. I'm gonna say 1 again. It says, "Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down?" And it's a rhetorical question. Like, can you fish for the Leviathan? Can you put out a hook, some bait in the water, and fish for the Leviathan? No. Okay. It's a rhetorical question, because this whole chapter is going into how mighty the Leviathan is. Verse 2, it says, "Canst thou put an hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplication unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him from thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants?" So basically, these are all rhetorical questions showing you how great the Leviathan is. Like I said, can you put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Basically, it's saying you can't capture him, man. He's uncapturable. The Lord made him just great and mighty. Uncapturable, man. And like I said, we gonna see him whenever the Lord controls him to show himself, because the Lord controls everything. All the animals and everything is controlled. All right, we know that because of the past. We used to be at peace with the animals. So the Lord controls all the animals, man. So whenever the Lord gives him the order, he's gonna show. But let me read down in the verse. I'm not gonna read the whole chapter. I wanted to get a point here. Verse 15, it says, "His scales are his pride." So his scales are his pride, meaning that's, when something is your pride, that's what you're most confident in. You got all your trust in. So it's saying his scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. Now, when we Google Leviathan, and you just look what they show you in the movies. Well, dang, he's not showing up now. The movies. Oh, I'm sorry. I typed it in wrong. Godzilla. I'm sorry. So Godzilla is based off the Leviathan. And as you can see on Godzilla, what does he have? His scales. You know, he got the scales, and the scales are his pride. That's his armor. You know, the impenetrable armor. All right. So, verse 15, it says, his scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered. So basically his scales is his defense, his armor. You know? And it's important because we're about to read what? It says, by his sneezings, which means like to sneeze, a light doth shine. And his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. So obviously he got very bright eyes, man. He's a great creature, man. Verse 19, it says, out of his mouth go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out. So we're reading what? He can shoot some fire out his mouth. He can shoot some stuff out his mouth, man, which is close to what? Godzilla. All right, the Godzilla in the that you read about or that you watch in these movies, that's real, man. And these elite know that the Leviathan is real. All right, they know that he's real, man. With all this technology that they got to watch the earth and to put some stuff in the sky and in the ocean, they know he's real, man. All right, that's why they do all these movies and stuff based on him. And you see what in the movie Godzilla vs. King Kong and all these Godzilla movies, what? He's in the ocean, he got scales, and he can shoot fire out his mouth. All right, and his eyes are bright as hell. This is talking about the Leviathan. And a little while ago, I forget when, but I believe I forget when and where, because it just came to my mind. But the elite, they were doing like some nuclear missile tests in the ocean, at some random part. I think it was the Pacific Ocean. I could be wrong, but they were doing some nuclear missile tests, man. And it was just very suspect because there was nothing out there, and from what I remember, there was no need for them to even test it. You know, but they know it's real. They know it's real, man. These wicked elite know it's real. You Israelites out there, man, y'all think a lot of stuff is fairy tale, but it's really not. And I love touching and highlighting on certain aspects of the scriptures like these, because it just goes to show you how great our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, really is, man. Because a lot of stuff y'all think is fairy tale, y'all are going to find out that it's true. I.e. what? The Leviathan. And the scriptures also speak about the behemoth. And then what? Certain men are going to get certain chosen vessels, chosen men, chosen prophets for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are going to receive spiritual powers, man. So a lot of Jake is super into what? Anime. I myself am into anime. The MCU universe, the DC universe, all these superheroes and stuff. They love watching Superman and Goku because it's very appealing to our spirits. But they don't think that the Lord will. They don't think that the actual power that rules the heavens and the earth will give certain men those powers to exalt him, to exalt his name, to exalt the powers that be, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And the reality is that what? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is a great and awesome power, man. And in these last days, the Lord is going to continue to show and manifest how great and awesome he is by way of these different signs. All right, which, like I said, certain men, not to go off into that, but certain men are going to get spiritual powers. The scriptures say that. Okay, so we're gonna see a lot. When in these times to come, is going to be extremely the most spiritual times that have ever been on the planet, and we're going to see some crazy things, man. So I'm getting into Leviathan so that you can prepare your mind, because these are the type of things we're going to see. We're going to see the Leviathan. Okay, you're going to see demons. You're actually going to see demons manifesting and killing people. You're going to see holy angels manifest, man. You know, you're going to see different men with spiritual powers flying in the sky. So the end days are going to look a lot more crazier than what the average Christian will tell you of. So let me get back to the scriptures. I know I just went off on a little tangent, man, but I was trying to, just bring it together. This is Job 41, and I'm going to start at 20 again. It says, out of his nostrils goes smoke, I'm gonna start 19. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goes smoke as out of a seething pot or cauldron. So this is a great and mighty, majestic creature, man, that can shoot flames out his mouth. His eyes are bright, all right, and he's real. Clearly, if you believe in the scriptures, then clearly this is not talking clear. If you believe in the scriptures, man, clearly this is not talking about some. I looked it up. Esau will tell you this is talking about an alligator or a damn. What is that animal called, man? That reptile. Some Komodo dragon. There we go. Esau will really try to convince you that this is talking about a Komodo dragon or an alligator, something simple like that, man. You got to be able to, or they think it's a metaphor for something else. You got to be able to differentiate between a metaphor, a dark saying, an analogy, a comparison, and then just the straight up truth of what it is, man. All right, the reality is that the Leviathan is real. He exists. He's a gigantic sea creature, sea monster, aquatic animal that is in the ocean and that is controlled by the Most High. And when the Lord wants to, the Lord is going to release him, and he's going to cause some havoc, and it's going to be judgment. The Lord's going to use him to judge people, man. So you think the Leviathan's just going to show up and play patty cake with people? No, he's going to be getting busy, man, shooting that fire out of his mouth. He's not going to show up, and Esau's not going to capture him and just put him in a little zoo. He's going to be getting busy, man. He's going to be destroying. So the Lord is going to use the Leviathan to judge. All right. So, let me get a little bit more in here in Job 41. Verse 9 says, behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? So that's showing you how scary he looks. It said you're going to be cast down at the sight of him, meaning at the mere look at the Leviathan and how great and humongous and terrifying he is. People are just going to pass out, faint. People are going to pass out and faint, man. Just at the mere sight of how great and terrible the Leviathan is. All right. Do you pass out and faint when you look at a Komodo dragon or alligator? All right. So clearly this is not talking about that. Okay. It's talking about a great sea creature, man. It says none is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? So he's obviously a great, humongous creature, man. So let me go back down. Verse 22. I'm up and down in the chapter, just getting some key points. Verse 22 says, in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. It says, the flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. So Leviathan is so great and terrible that mighty strong men are going to be terrified just at the mere sight of him. And like it showed you in that ocean, and that what I showed you earlier on TikTok, not saying that that's the Leviathan, but just using that as inspiration. Like, I think they said that thing in the ocean was as big as Texas, So we know the Leviathan's huge, man. We know he's great. The scriptures also say that he plays with the ships in the ocean. All right. Now let me get one last point in here. Yeah, verse 27. All right, this is a good point. It says, he esteemeth iron as straw and brass as rotten wood. So iron, you know how easy it is to bend a straw. All right. And how easy it is to just break up rotten wood. So it said iron is as a straw to him, and brass is as rotten wood. So again, can the alligator, can the Komodo dragon, can they break iron like it's like a straw? You know, can they break brass like it's like rotten wood? So this is not talking about no Komodo dragon or no alligator. This is talking about a great creature, you know, a great creature. Verse 28 says, the arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. So what does it mean the arrow cannot make him flee? Well, we know back in the ancient day, they used to use arrows and stuff for war. But we know also what? The scriptures liken the arrow unto nuclear missiles. You know, the scriptures liken the arrow unto nuclear missiles. When you read the book of Revelation, when John was getting the visions, John the Baptist was getting those visions, the only thing he could liken a missile unto was an arrow, because that was the only thing that he seen at that time that he could compare it to. So the arrows, metaphorically in the scriptures, a lot of times it's a metaphor for the nuclear missiles. So it says the arrow cannot make him flee, meaning you can't even take the Leviathan down with the nuclear missiles. You can't even take him down with the missiles. And like I said years ago, the elite did some tests they did some tests and they were shooting nuclear missiles. I think it was in like the Pacific Ocean. It was some ocean, but they were just shooting missiles randomly in the ocean, you know, which was very strange. But this just shows you how great the Leviathan is. You can't even take him down with missiles, man, with arrows, with nothing. It says sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. Okay, so you can't take the Leviathan out you can't take him out. You can't take him out. The Lord didn't create him to be destroyed by man's inventions. No nuclear missiles, no guns, RPGs, grenades, you know, swords, weapons, nothing can take him out. He's impenetrable. His scales, which are shut together, all right, the scales, like as you see on Leviathan, are impenetrable. Nothing can get in between them. All right, so this is a creature that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to use to judge, man. It's going to use to judge. All right. This is my last precept. This is Acts 2:19. I'm getting right to the point. And I will shew wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. So yeah, the Lord is showing signs, man. He's showing signs in the heavens, in the Shemayim, you know, in the sky, and signs in the earth beneath, you know, signs on the earth and in the ocean. We see all the signs that this is the end. We see the chariot sightings. We see random crazy stuff, unexplainable stuff happening in the sky, which is ultimately still the chariots, or just Esau, with Esau trying to fake to be the chariots, you know, with the Project Blue Book and everything. And then we see the signs on the land, man, signs in the ocean, you know, random sightings in the woods. So the Lord is turning up, and all the signs are clear that we're in the end days. And yeah, man, just pray to stay faithful and stay strong for these times to come. So with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.